Hello everybody and welcome back. Thank you so much for visiting my channel again. I am off to work, and just so you know, it is like 3:51 in the afternoon Arizona time. We have 77 degrees right now, so it is absolutely stunning. I do have the air conditioning running in the car because I just don't want to be all sweaty by the time I get to work. So yeah, just saying. So anyway, everybody always gets to see me so healthy. The one thing that I want to talk about today, I actually did film something last week because I do honestly believe that I am having probably an exacerbation, and I ended up with a couple infections, and one was actually just a toe. And as a child, I struggled with ingrown toenails my whole life because I never really knew how to cut my toenails. But anyway, long story short, I ended up with some weird infection in my toe, and I did not end up going to the doctor with it. I just treated it at home, not a big thing. And I don't know if it's just winter weather. I know that it messes with my skin really bad, and I'm very attuned to everything that I feel in my body. And I think part of it is, as we get a little bit older, we also understand the movements within our bodies. And when you can feel something move or feel something be a little strange or a little odd, it certainly makes it a lot easier to be able to talk to the doctor about that. And you know, there's nothing wrong with asking questions of the doctor. You certainly need to do that. Always ask questions. Try to educate yourself a little bit on you know, what's going on with your body, about what's going on with everything that's inside of you. So anyway, back to the infection. The toe ended up very infected, and then I ended up with a finger infection as well, because I used to wear fake nails, and this has nothing to do with it, but once you get done with your fake nails, obviously your real nail is going to grow out from underneath. And I ended up pulling off several hangnails on the sides because it kind of really is hard on your nails. So I ended up with 2 finger infections like the toe. So with that being said, I do honestly believe that I am probably on the downhill slide of a 3 to 4 week exacerbation. I have seriously been having a lot of trouble breathing. It was to the point that I was actually sleeping propped up on pillows. And I don't sleep sitting up. I never have. I never will be able to sleep sitting up. It's just something that I can't do. I do not like to lay on my back. For one, before the back surgery, I could feel that low back disc slip, and I would actually then have it would herniate even further. And this has happened over several years of my life, and so I knew that laying on my back is not the way to do it. Plus, I think it puts pressure on that spine where it bothers my spinal cord, because like I said, I'm pretty in tune with what's going on with my body. And I've been seriously struggling to breathe for weeks, and I finally feel like I'm getting back on my feet. And the worst part is that once I actually audibly put this in order, I'm afraid that I'm gonna make it worse. It's kind of like Murphy's Law, I think, is a lot of how it works. Murphy's Law states that once you acknowledge something, you know, it's gonna happen. Something to that effect. I have not actually called the doctor. I figured that I could probably manage this at home. I did not lose a limb or my face or my hearing or anything to that effect. And I do not think that I have had any other trouble other than the one that has plagued me for, I don't know, 15 years. Trouble breathing. And I would roll over on my side. I would get rid of all the pillows. I'd flatten myself out and lay on my stomach, which hurts my back and throws out a disc. So I've known that as much. I'm not a plank person. I have to be on my sides. I would roll onto one side, roll onto the other side, sit up. I'd go watch some TV just to gasp for some air. Nothing helps it. Breathing treatments, inhalers, all of that kind of stuff. It's not asthma. This is something that I know that I deal with every day. And I actually talked with one doctor that I had from a long time ago. His name was Bob Preezy. And I loved him, and I told him what my thought was when they did my next thoracic MRI. He said, you do have a lesion that is in your spine in the area of where your diaphragm is. So I've discussed this before. I have a lack of function in my diaphragm, which in turn makes it hard for me to breathe. So in that, my frustration is that I thought with the back surgery that I would be doing so well, but I mean, this could still be a repercussion from that. I really don't know. Every day is an adventure. Every day is something new, and I really, really like living this adventure. Every day is something new. So welcome to my new subscribers as well. I thank you so much for coming to the channel. This is a journey. It is a journey. I do not know when it will end. I don't anticipate it ending anytime soon. It is an adventure, and some of my fears I have discussed with Hunter. If anybody knows, Hunter is my boyfriend. We've been together for 4 years as of January, and he is 19 years my junior. So I am almost 20 years older than he is. He is learning a lot about this adventure. He has had a couple scares, like when I lost my face, it became kind of real for him because he doesn't understand what it's like with the internal turmoil that we deal with every day, whether it be going to the restroom, whether it be breathing, whether it be that your eye won't close 100%. That was the other thing too. Sometimes I'll bury my face in my pillow because my right eye won't close all the way, like the muscle's just not strong enough to close that. And I think it's starting to really affect my ear. That's the one thing I do need to talk to Dr. Hendon about. Especially this right ear. I feel so much pressure in that ear, and I feel that it is just slowly progressing. Now, with that being said, that's the status of where we're at right now. I do again feel like I'm on my way out of an exacerbation, but I do feel also that the Ocrevus has made this so much less stressful. Having a DMT and something that can modify the way that this disease is eating away at our bodies. I think that it is such a positive thing to have a medication, knowing that it is going to fight the whole time. It's trying to even out my immune system. It's trying to make all of this okay. And I do believe 100% that it actually helps to tamper down that immune system and distract it, I guess, for lack of better terms. That's really what the Ocrevus is doing, is it's distracting the red blood cells and the antibodies that we have in our system that fight against infection. It distracts them from actually attacking the body, and then maybe just putting them in limbo and saying, hey, we're actually healthy when you think we're not. So that's the best way to describe what the Ocrevus does, or one of the best ways. If anybody else feels this way, please sound off. Make sure that you put some comments down below, put any questions. I am trying to answer them as best as I can. I don't always get them immediately. Again, shift change was just yesterday for me, so I will be up later at night, so I do sleep during the day. Only till about noon, so I kind of just take up the morning part, but I'm awake most of the afternoon. So I do try to check, and I'm trying to find things that are applicable to what dealing with this disease is like. The one thing that I found, again, from this Healthline thread that I get, is how MS deals with your body with menopause. And what I had found in this one article when reading through it is that it talked so much about what I've talked about before, knowing your body and knowing what is the difference between an MS symptom and a something else. So specifically, this article that I was reading about was women in menopause. Now, again, I am 47 years old. I have had some actual blood work. I do communicate with all my other doctors as well, since I have like 14, 15, you guys know what's going on. So anyway, woman health doctor, I did speak with her about it. My testosterone is extremely low. I have only a 17. We are supposed to be much higher, like in the 70s and 80s from my understanding. So I do know that I am menopausal. I am premenopausal, if not already in menopause. And I know that it will be here very quickly. So I don't have a problem with that. I am embracing my age, embracing the fantastic fact that I am a human body and it is a machine that is so real, and it is a functioning machine. And I respect that. I do very much so respect my body, and I work hard to try to encourage other people to do the same thing. You know what? It is the only vessel that you're going to get out of this life with all by yourself. You're not taking clothes, money, anything else. So we're actually getting so attuned to everything as to what's going on. If you're a lot younger, I remember what it was like. If you're older, let me know. Again, my family has had MS for years and years. I have lost my father and my auntie not to MS, so neither of them died because of their MS. I've discussed my Aunt Christy specifically. My dad actually started to the gym as well and went to the chiropractor, taking care of his body, and he really worked on that. Set aside from the fact that he drank a lot. That's one of the reasons why he died from what he did, but you know what? He enjoyed his life no matter what. My dad was a wonderful man, and there were issues. Every family, every person does, so we all have our own skeletons and everything, you know. Anyway, I have my mom is still alive. She's had a stroke. She does not have MS, obviously. But my sister and our kids are extremely healthy as well. And none of the other cousins have been diagnosed with anything. I am the only one so far. And I am just very positive about that. I'm hoping that with these DMTs, I know that there is no cure. There will never be a cure. There, at least in my lifetime that I believe, I know that there are serious changes that are coming in the medical field, and there are so many new medications that are breaking through so much when it comes to Crohn's disease, rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis. These are things that are autoimmune disease that just fight the body like there's no tomorrow. So something in our body is definitely not happy with what is happening. I don't know what it is, but I do not see any cure in the future. If you're new to Ocrevus, you need to give it a chance. Don't give up. Some people don't see symptom changes ever. Some people see symptom changes immediately. And what I mean by symptom changes is that if they have so much swelling around their spinal cord that it's affecting a leg or the way they walk or their speech or their sleep or stuff like that, what these DMTs do is that basically they are trying to tell the body that you're healthy, that you're healing appropriately, that you are going to be fine. And again, it tricks the body into believing that everything is perfectly fine. So I have read several articles where people who have been in wheelchairs have attempted and have grown strength enough to where they are working on walking again. I have read articles about people that are walking again, people that can hear again, people that can see better. It just depends. Every body, every vessel is something different, and so you just never know what you're going to get. Ocrevus is not for everybody. I'm certainly not saying that it is, but I do believe that this is 100% one of the best medications on the market for multiple sclerosis. At this time, I do not know if Ocrevus is being used to treat rheumatoid or Crohn's disease or anything to that effect yet. The diseases themselves are so similar. So similar, and that's one of the reasons why MS is also extremely hard to diagnose. So with that being said, if you guys have any questions, I'll see if I can read the article more, especially about the menopause, because I know I have several women that are on here, and if you guys have questions or comments or family members that have questions, and you know what, they have direct links to me, especially through here. You know what, subscribe to the channel, that way you can leave the comments below, hit the bell so that you know when I upload a new video. I'm still working on the social medicine thing. I have questions about lots of stuff, so I'm actually asking one of my friends who lives in London. He is from Pakistan. He lives in London now, and I am hoping within this next year that I can actually come to England to see him, and to possibly meet any of my subscribers, so that we can get a face-to-face and I can get a real hug and you can see that I'm real, and that everything that I have is is there for anyone to be able to utilize. I would give my heart and soul for anybody who needed it. So let me know. Again, subscribe to the channel, give me some positive vibes, see how things are going. I will keep you guys abreast of what's happening with me. Again, it is just a journey. I do work full-time. Week before last, I ended up still working almost 60 hours in a week during an exacerbation. And I did give in to 1 day, and I went home 1 hour early one night, and I gave in to 11 hours because I just couldn't function anymore, and I ended up sleeping almost 36 hours. I was down for quite some time, but the sleep was necessary. I've been doing a lot. Dana's gone. She's back in Sacramento taking care of ground because she had to have surgery on one of her eyes. So I am just stepping it up, enjoying my life. My life with Hunter is absolutely amazing. Still close to my kids. Everybody's doing well. Again, so if you have questions, comments, I've already said this, I repeat myself numerous times, and I'm so sorry, guys, but anyway, I'm just a person. So anyway, let me know, as always, if you have any questions, if there's anything that you want me to research, or if you want me to figure out what you need, or if there's anything that you believe would be a good contribution to what we see every day, or how we feel, or you know, what you're doing that makes something fantastic. I know Selma Blair, she is someone who has brought MS back into the limelight. I refer to her a lot. The one thing that she uses is a wonderful new scooter. It's like a I'll have to find the link. I'll find the link and I'll see if I can put it in to one of the videos, or even link some of her stuff that she has talked about. I know on Instagram, if you are on Instagram at all, you can certainly subscribe to her as well. On Facebook, you can probably find her. She talks about this like little tripod looking scooter that gives her mobility like there's no tomorrow. She does walk with a cane, so her balance is still extremely bad, but she's an amazing woman who's actually really working hard. She's been through chemo like her hair is growing back. I think that she's been outside of the chemo maybe 8 months or so. She's looking beautiful. Her hair is coming back almost completely gray, and I feel really bad for her. Mine grew back extremely curly, and I color mine because I'm not interested in the gray. With a boyfriend that is 20 years your junior, it's kind of weird. So anyway, I color my hair anyway. But let me know what you guys think. As always, stay safe and forever stay healthy. I'll talk to you guys soon.